Well, I figured since we're starting a new game, we'll go through another training mission to see just what's changed. Sure, this game isn't any harder than the previous one, but I've rarely ever said no to training in a game. Well, the buttons are switched around a little, and strangely enough, the platforming's a little better. What makes that especially strange is the fact that there aren't nearly as many moments where we need to jump across something in this game. Yeah. In case you haven't noticed, there's no ammo listed for the regular rifle. To make the idea of switching around weapons even more pointless in this game, everything other than tanks can be killed with the starting gun. And considering the fact that the regular rifle is reasonably powerful and pretty accurate, I have to wonder why they decided to give it infinite ammo. We never ran out of ammo for it in the N64 version of the last game. Anyway, here's the shotgun of this game. While it's better than the shotgun of the previous game, that's not saying much. Where shots used to sway all over the place, now they mostly sway up and down. Really, don't bother trying to use the targeting reticle. That's more likely to throw off your aim with this thing than help. I'm really curious why you'd want to use this gun. Next up, the machine gun. Another weapon we didn't get to use much in the previous game, but the enemy certainly kept popping up with the damn things. Good rate of fire like before, and if you're stationary, really will help, but considering the fact we're constantly on the move, not really our weapon of choice. As a side note, I'm kinda curious why they made the A button the one to fire our guns instead of the trigger. The only games I can think of that have a good amount of shooting in them that don't use a readily available trigger are ones where you fly around like Rogue Squadron or Star Fox. It's just a strange decision, that's all. On to the sniper rifle. Okay. Why didn't they put anything long distance away on the sniper rifle range? Seriously, we could take these targets out without the sniper rifle easily. Whoever set up this training facility is someone I wouldn't trust to dig a goddamn latrine. Ah well, at least we can see that the hitboxes are more reasonable in this game. Ah, the trusty bazooka. It's a real shame we won't have as much need for this or the other explosive weapons in this game. Again, the explosion animation is extremely basic around here. There's no real way to judge just what its radius is. Now, what's next on the agenda? Wait, a flamethrower counts as an explosive? Ugh. Anyway, part of me kinda wishes we had more of a need for this kind of high damage weapon. The other is hoping it hasn't gotten any more powerful or gotten a longer range. We're far more likely to face these things than use them. Huh. Takes more sustained fire with this thing to destroy an explosive barrel than I thought. Yet, strangely enough, a single bullet can also make them blow up. Ah, yes, the grenade launcher. So, they tell us we need to fire it in arcs, but don't offer us any targets far enough away to make us do so significantly. Right, they really didn't pay nearly as much attention to this game's training ground. Okay, it arcs more quickly than the last game. Strange. Oh, you lazy bastards! Putting grenades and mortars in the same target slot and having nothing far enough away to justify using the mortar? Who the hell is in charge of this camp? Because if this is the sort of setup that's standard for everyone who comes to this facility, I've got quite a few things to say in response. Huh. Grenades blow up on impact with cardboard. Does that mean we won't get to hear an enemy die from a grenade throw before the blast again? Blast radius for grenades seems a bit more impressive than the last game as well. Considering how mortars didn't get to do anything in the previous game outside of the training mission, they've been really screwed in this game. I might be able to find an opportunity or two for the mortar to do something in the actual missions, but it's not very likely, especially after the poor showing at the end of the last game. Sure, it's a new game and the weapon could have plenty of opportunities this time around, but they essentially made the basic rifle that we start every mission with the most appealing weapon in the game. I know I'm singing plenty of praises for the rifle at the start, but that's what I remember most about this game. The fact that they removed some of the already small amount of incentive to switch weapons around between games, but didn't remove any other weapons. Now, for the obstacle course, it looks easy enough. "45 seconds? Starting when?" Ah, starting the moment we cross the white line. The camera certainly seems better at staying behind Sarge. So far, so good. Wonder why they felt the need to make the obstacle course so much shorter than the previous game. Are they trying to make it tougher to notice any of the flaws before we actually start the missions or something? If so, it's kind of a wasted effort. I've already mentioned some of the most nagging things about this game from the top of my head. Sure, some of these things are an improvement over the previous Sarge's Heroes, but it still has no chance to compete with games like GoldenEye. By the way, one thing they don't teach you in the training mission, but I stumbled on it at one point when I first played the game, is that there's some kind of enemy detection thing we can turn on. I didn't turn it on for the training grounds because, well, there's really no need. And is it just me, or is the auto-aim in this game more finicky than the previous one? Hopefully it's just my imagination. Wait. There's a second live fire course? Shouldn't jumping onto platforms have been part of the obstacle course instead of a live fire exercise? And why is every course in this place timed? This is supposed to be training on how to play the game, so why give us so little time to make any mistakes? And why is it that the first two live fire bits combined feel less complicated than the one from the previous game? Is it a bad sign that the training mission in this game is worse than the one from the previous game in several ways? Well, that does it for the training in this game, and part of me is hoping that the times have gotten better since the last game. So see you in the first mission.